Duke City. It's time for a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports, two men on with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Bowl.
It's Monday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? Well, that means the mission was in fact possible, guys. That is what that means.
Was it actually impossible?
Nope, it was not impossible. It was
Once again,
it was all false advertising the whole time.
the mission
It was
very
possible.
very possible. At the very least, plausible.
No. Plausible means maybe.
Could happen.
Yeah, possible means that what the mission was possible.
So, Ethan Hunt,
Yes.
did I get that right?
That is accurate.
Ethan Hunt once again saved the world?
Keep going.
I'm asking, did he save the world or just like a certain part of the world? Multiple worlds?
Worlds.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. He saved all of space and cyberspace.
Oh, cyberspace was involved in this one?
That was a big part of it.
Cool.
Isaiah Johnson.
No spoilers
Okay. Nope.
for the listener, but you tell me whatever you want because I'm not watching it.
Isaiah Johnson is here. Isaiah.
I need to get in to see this movie, actually. So please don't spoil it.
No.
Have you
no.
seen
we
the
would.
first 11?
Have you seen the 8?
No.
There's 8 of them prior. This is the.
I was guessing.
This might be the 9th.
Okay.
This might be the 8th or the 9th.
All right. There's so many you can't keep count.
John Rave alert. John Rave alert. Isaiah.
Yeah, our boy got moved up.
Let's go, John Rave.
Yeah, he got moved up. He's on the Royals. I think he struck out, walked, had a sack bunt or something like that. I read in a report. I had that yesterday.
Got called up to the Royals, played the Cincinnati Reds. Tough loss for the I'll just say it, our Kansas City Royals. Now that John Rave is out there being that dude.
That's sweet.
Yeah, he destroyed AAA. What team was he on? The Omaha Mud Stompers? What was it?
Storm Chasers.
The what? The Omaha Gobstoppers. Is that what you said?
Storm Chasers.
Oh, what's that? The Omaha Shot Chasers? Is that what you said the team was?
Yeah.
Okay. He was on the Omaha Shot Chasers.
Close enough.
Yeah. He was on the Omaha Mocktails. Is that the team you said he was on?
The Mocktails?
The Mocktails?
Okay.
Is that the one he was on? And all of his family made it to Kauffman Stadium for his debut and watched him hit 6, play right in a 7-4 loss against the Raves. Struck out Raves. That's not a thing. Reds. I combined Reds and Rave. Reds. Raves struck out twice, but he laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 7th. Originally ruled a hit, but then he got robbed
No.
because Cincinnati challenged it. It was overturned. Set up a run. He walked in the 9th with Kansas City threatening a comeback. It did fall short. So there you go.
Congratulations to the Rave family, which Isaiah is part of.
Sort of. His aunt is very, very nice. She's got these sweet little not pugs.
But dang, Isaiah.
Corgis.
Oh,
I
corgi
have a
butts.
corgi.
Yes,
Corgi
they're-
butts.
They are
yeah.
very cute.
Yes, she's got corgis.
Selected in the 5th round of the 2019 draft out of Illinois State. Go Redbirds.
Did you reach out yet?
Yeah, did you reach
You
out?
send him a shout
Send
out?
him a little deal?
No.
Okay.
First off,
All right.
you should.
Yeah, we should have him on the show.
Should have him on
What's
the program.
deal?
I did shoot,
Produce.
I did shoot the shot. It said,
Slip
know.
slide in little DMs.
Oh, you did a
No.
DM or you did a text?
yeah, no, I did a little DM. Not gonna do a text. I still have his phone number.
Well, hold up. All right. All right.
Uh.
John Rave alert. John Rave alert. Do you know Amy Rave, his wife?
No.
Okay. That's going to slow us down because that would have helped. Now, you said you know the aunt pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can you...
Yeah, that's going to be the way to do it.
Yeah, why don't you... Hey, shoot her a thing right now. Just be like, hey, Mama Rave, I assume.
Anti-rave.
Anti-Rave.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-Ravey girl.
Nana.
Nana
Rave.
Nana Ra. Say that. How about that?
Yeah, I will say that exact. I'll send a voice message.
Now, those expire in 2 minutes after you listen to them. So
You can tap keep.
does it send a text saying that she kept it?
Yes, it will say.
Okay. See, I don't know. That's a creepy move.
What city is she in? You want me to match with her on Tinder?
Yeah.
What
She-
city?
Yeah. You said Illinois?
Is that our best way in?
Depends on your bio.
We discussed my bio. It's just an advertisement for 2 Men On.
Now, is she 217 or 224?
Neither.
She 312?
No.
Okay.
We're
Chill out, Ludacris.
We're 309.
Oh, yeah. The greater Chicago area code?
No, Chicago's 708.
Oh, 309's to the west.
Yeah, Chicago's 312.
What's Springfield? Is Springfield 217? That's right.
309 is like more middle.
Yeah. 309, then 217, then 618. That's where I came up. 618. Don't say the rest of my phone number on here. Although everyone kind of has it.
It's on the internet.
It's on the internet. There you go. John Rave is there. This is awesome, dude.
Episode 1 of Rave Watch.
Right? Oh, hey, Isaiah. All right. Pull up your company email.
Mhm.
Send an email to production or whoever and say we need a bumper for Rave Watch. Raving. Rave hard. Rave on. Raver. Puss in Boots and Puss in Boots and Puss in Boots and Puss in Boots.
It's time for Rave Watch.
You loved him in AAA. You'll loathe him in Major Leagues as he beats your favorite team. John Rave steps up to the plate, and he's not just destroying balls. How about that? Is that a thing we could do on there?
I think it passed. I like it.
Yeah. Isaiah Johnson said for years he laid down work, but in the Major Leagues, he lays down buns.
Boom.
How about that? You like that one?
Is that a quote? Is that a quote of mine?
Yeah. You know how he is with the first pitch that he saw at a party. That's what you go with. I like this a lot. Now, I don't know if did you watch any of his debut? Because I did, because you put me on it yesterday morning. So,
Yeah. No, I didn't get to it.
all right, it was a little rain. It was kind of a cool thing. Cool little game. Went to Bloomington, Illinois. That's where you're from.
Yes.
Dang, that's awesome, dude.
Well, you didn't believe Zay when he told you the story the first time?
Played basketball in high school. Did he dunk on you? Who hooped
No,
on you?
I wasn't a hooper.
All right, but he woulda.
Nah, Central Catholic, they could never hang with our school.
Hey, why is Isaiah crying? Because he just got dunked on by John Rave. I played a Red Sox, took him in the 35th round of the 2016, all in a baseball, but he went to Illinois State to develop. So there you go. Royals took notice of Rave's skill set leading in the 19. That year they drafted, you may have heard of this cat, Bobby Witt Jr.
Yo.
Yeah, pretty good company. Michael Massey was in that one too, but he's a big leader.
That's sweet. He gets to come up as a 27-year-old.
That's sweet.
That's like right around the time where you either hang them up, you make it to 27
Yeah.
and you don't get your cup of coffee yet.
Or Disney starts looking at you to make a movie. Yeah.
I think that's in your 30s.
Yeah. But this is what lays the groundwork to start with pre-production.
How old was the guy from Kevin Costner in the worst baseball movie of all time? What was it called?
Are you talking, of course, about For Love of the Game, the best
that
baseball
one.
movie ever made?
How old was he in that one?
With John C. Reilly
Mm-hmm.
and Kevin Costner?
Hey, man, you got to do is just give him a curveball, man.
I want to throw hard today. There's this scene, Isaiah, in For Love of the Game, where Kevin Costner is in love, but it's not with the game. It's with a lady.
Is this Tin Cup crossover.
It's very Tin Cup-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he is at spring training, but he doesn't have to stay in like the team dormitorium or whatever.
Because of the AARP rules.
I'm going to have some to do with service time, but yeah, that's right. AARP rules. And his girlfriend shows up to surprise him at spring training.
Okay, which hot wife from the sports movies of Kevin Costner? Kelly Preston
It's
or
Kelly-
Renee Russo?
Kelly Preston.
Or would you go Kelly Preston or Renee Russo?
Now, are you talking in
Or
order? Like, are you going my personal? Like, what are we talking about? Support from the characters?
we're ranking.
On what scale?
Yes.
This is a good note. Now, Kelly Preston is special.
Okay.
Okay.
In the movie, like special needs.
Well, no. She's
Oh.
supportive.
Oh, okay. She's like a superb lady.
But I'm going to throw you a curveball here.
Okay.
I believe Jennifer Gardner was the girlfriend in Draft Day.
Okay. You go Gardner.
I think.
You go Gardner.
Don't you?
You know what? I mean, the obvious answer. Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, you're talking about Bull Durham.
Yeah. So many love interests in so many sports movies by Kevin Costner.
Amy Madigan is so far down the list, which sucks because Field of Dreams might be the second best baseball movie of all time. Behind, of course, For Love of the Game.
Major League. Yeah.
I don't believe-
behind Major League.
I don't believe Kevin is in that one.
That's the only one he's in that he's not in. That's why it's the best one.
So, anyways, Isaiah,
Mm-hmm.
Billy Chappell, played by Kevin Costner, knows that this lady of the night is about to walk down the stairs and ruin this magical moment with his lover. And he says to her, "Hey, right now is perfect." And then it's all ruined from there. And I can very much relate to this energy and things in my life. And I think that's why it's the best baseball movie of all time. It might be the best movie of all time.
You've never been more incorrect in 6 years of this program.
19 years he played the game that he loved.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a chance in his final start of his career in Yankee Stadium. And it was a reimagining, a revisioning of young Billy Chappell's career. He has a chance at a perfect game. And throughout the course of that game, his mind's not even on it. It's awesome.
It's worse than Draft Day.
It's on Jane Aubrey. That's the lady. Isaiah, have you seen it?
No, I
Skip
haven't
it.
seen it. Skip it. It's bad.
It's
No,
the worst.
it's very
It's the
good.
worst baseball movie, and probably Kevin Costner's worst performance. And I've seen Waterworld.
It's got, all right, Waterworld is way better than you remember. It's got J.K. Simmons.
I already told you the best movie ever is Bloodsport,
That is
based on the true story that we confirmed
No, he did not confirm it.
of Frank Dukes, the Invisible Man.
Invisible from all the stories he told.
in your defense. That's an incredibly hot take. You're
Yeah.
so wrong, but I love how passionate you are.
The replay value in that movie is ridiculous.
The whole thing's a meme.
You could watch that movie over and over and over again.
I mean, it's got some more comedic elements than it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Like the Jean-Claude Van Dance that he did. It was so good.
A lot of those movies. you go
Jean-Claude
back-
Van Damme did the Carlton before Carlton did the Carlton. This is true.
A lot of those movies from the 80s, and like they're just, if you go back and rewatch, you realize how corny the acting is.
Oh, they're awful.
Like the Rambos, I went and rewatched those. I was like, great movie, but
Well, the Mission Impossible movie started in 96, so we're good.
Mission incredibly plausible.
Yeah. Mission, long way around possible.
With eventually,
Yeah.
there will be an impossible mission. Tom Cruise will be probably 110 with advances in modern science and his high level of income. he's going to live to be about $120.
Now,
So he's going to do another 30 or 40 of these Mission Impossible movies by then.
now I need to break Isaiah's heart on a thing. Now, are you aware that Jean-Claude Van Damme was fired from the Predator movies?
Well, the guy who took him over was Arnie.
No. Jean-Claude was the Predator.
Yeah.
So he was the original Predator, but Jean-Claude said he was. Yeah, also, do I need to apologize and say Jean-Claude Van Damme fully, or do I need to just say Van Damme? Because I felt like after saying Jean-Claude,
Van Damme,
JCVD.
that's where Van Damme got his name from.
JCVD.
No, WWE's RVD.
There's no way that's true.
Yeah, they look alike.
Well, but
Where he got it from.
that's where the timelines don't make sense on what you're saying.
I'm telling you, that's where he got it from.
Rob Van Dam showed up way after Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Of course.
That's where Rob Van Dam stole.
Yeah, Rob Van Dam stole it.
Oh, that is correct. Yeah.
Yes. Not reversed.
Not reversed.
Definitely not reversed. Because
So-
that's his actual name.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme was the Predator, but he was upset that he had to be in the Predator suit.
Yeah, he wanted to just be the Predator without the suit or the technology.
Yeah,
Just a one-man killing machine.
that is correct.
chasing Arnold Schwarzenegger around the jungle.
So he wanted to be another Rambo. That's
Op-
exactly what Rambo would have done.
Yeah, he wanted to be the Oppo Rambo, though.
Mhm.
Because Rambo, he never drew first blood, and he told people about that. He said, I didn't draw first blood. Well, put it in a Rambo. Also, Rob Van Dam's real name, Robert Stakowski. He upgrade on the wrestling name.
Over Stratkowski.
Yeah, Robert's, and I don't know if I'm saying it correct, S-Z-A-T Kowski.
Sure.
It might be Zatkowski. But Van Dam way cooler.
Incredibly. By far.
So there you have it. Ton going on in the NBA. We're going to touch base on all of it. The weekend went the way I think we thought it would, but it was how we got there which blew my mind. I'm mostly just talking about Anthony Towns. This dude was unreal over the weekend.
Had one of the worst 3 quarters of his career. Then said, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Jump on my back. Let's go win a basketball game.
Also, the internet had become pretty rough on him. And he seems like a guy who would be affected by that. So I very much like that he did like the put his finger up to his mouth and go, shh, move.
Mm-hmm.
I like tough performances. I went to Banana Ball over the weekend. We'll talk about that. There was just a ton going on in the world of sports. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal.
Memorial Day sales going on right.
Come on. You better give me that.
Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're talking sports. I mean, contractually, we have to do that like some, right? The Minnesota Timberwolves, I think I got this stat here right. The bench went for over 60. Their best two players went for 20. And they lost by 2. Did I get that right? Did I say that correctly? That's a weird night.
It looked in the bag. After game 1,
Yeah.
the choke game, the tables have turned immediately. That was a fast 180 going from the choker to the chokey.
So what? They're up 3-1 now. Is that right? 3-1.
2-1.
Okay. So Jalen Williams, if you were to be like, hey, Freddie, who's like name some guys who are clutch. Your boy's not naming Jalen Williams.
I couldn't pick him out of a lineup, first off.
Well, if it was a lineup full of people who could have been the shooter, he would be the one. Because
he was
the shooter.
He was the shooter.
He within 2-3 points. Nailed one. 2-3 points. Nailed one. Ugh. The entire fourth quarter was wild. And then SGA is like, you know what I'm not afraid of? Mid-range fadeaways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, is it cool with you guys if I get the ball here, come off the dribble, turn and fade away? Is that cool? All right, yeah, let's get up by not quite 10, call a timeout.
I'll tell you what. You keep doing this until you miss. We'll let you shoot one. You make that one, you shoot another one.
SGA and J-Dub combined for 74th. Is this real? Ant and Julius only 21. Well, yeah, I mean, that's why you lose by 2. And if you add Chet, so SGA, J-Dub, and Chet, 95 total off 3 guys.
I believe.
That's unreal.
Quote me if I'm incorrect.
Yeah.
That's the most points scored for a big 3 in any playoff game in NBA history.
Is that real?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's the most points.
More than big 3 on the Bulls, more than big 3 on the Heat, more than big 3 on the Celtics. The most big 3 dominant.
You're going to tell me that Jeff Hornacek, Byron Russell, and Karl Malone never did that? That's crazy.
That's your 3 from the Jazz?
Is that not correct?
You're missing a guy.
You're going to tell me? What was the name of that big, ugly center they had? That dude was hideous. So there you go. As good of a fourth quarter as you could watch. It's hard to find time on a holiday weekend for sports because consciously I know family, the celebration reason, live whatevers. Also, for a lot of places, the pool opened.
Yeah. Exciting stuff.
Yeah. And that's why I like how the NBA is like, don't bother watching until the fourth quarter.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Yep.
Because, I was choring all weekend.
Yeah, that's your thing.
I used this long weekend to my time off of work. What I did with that time off is I worked. So I set my alarm for about when I guessed the fourth quarter would have started and then watched the fourth quarter. It worked.
That's the business, what you just said.
Yeah. I was like, it'll be about 2.5 hours from tip off. Sounds about right. It was.
Did you know there are 2 Jalen Williams on the Thunder? Missed me with this texter. Didn't like that.
Jalen and Jay Lynn.
Yeah. Stop it. Don't play mind games on me.
Jaylin Williams got 3 seconds.
Oh, did he?
He played for 3 single solitary seconds.
I don't know what the playoff record is for free throws, but 12 of 14 by SGA. I think we've talked about this as it relates to every sport, but it's basketball. Football counts too, I guess. But in basketball, if you can score when the clock's not moving, you win games. And I know that's like overly simplified,
Sure.
but that means you're hitting free throws.
Anyone who watched the fourth quarter, again, incredible. The games so far in the conference finals, except for the Oklahoma City blowout, fantastic. Very entertaining. The fourth quarter of the game we're talking about, incredible. Until like the last 22 seconds, I think, when there was something like 16 fouls.
Yeah.
It's like 1 second foul. Other team gets possession. 1 second ticks off, foul. It took forever.
What's the name of the gal?
They both had fouls to give. So it's like boop, boop, boop.
Isaiah, I know you know these things. What's the name of the gal broadcaster? Doris Burke.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, I might be at my limit on her. And I don't want to like make fun because it's super tough to broadcast sports. It's super tough to be a lady in sports. But the hardest part was the ESPN broadcast. Like there's only so many times you can repeat the exact same stuff. And I'm not talking like, hey, you want to have the same points every game and maybe you might have a new audience and you want to talk about, for instance, SGA's approach from the line, like cool. But every time he goes to the line, what is there a broadcast? Does ESPN2 have like a simulcast that I could have been watching? I really don't know if that's real, but I would watch that instead. Also, this is the most consecutive basketball I've ever watched. So this may have been a season-long problem, and I'm only now exposing myself to it, which is my second favorite type of exposing.
Usually, and no offense to all the basketball commentators or play-by-play guys out there in the world, if it's not Kevin Harlan, miss me. I usually put it on mute.
A lot.
Put on some music.
Yeah.
You get spoiled with Kevin Harlan. Like anybody else is just not him. There's a huge gap in between Kevin Harlan and the next guy. And there's way too many the next guys.
There's a lot of them. But super good game. All of these conference finals have been very good. The Minnesota game, or not Minnesota, excuse me, the Knicks game in Indianapolis, they were up. What were they up at the half? 12? Something crazy. You're like, well, 12's doable. And you're like, I don't know. It seems like, game of streaks. Seems like a lot to overcome. Yeah, but they got it in them. It seems like if they can just maintain. Well, if they don't get to.
It was as much as 20.
It was one of those things where, was it up to 20?
Mm-hmm.
It was 70-55 or something. And they went on like a little 12-point run, the Knicks did. And you were like, hey, they only got to get to 90 at this pace. Like, this is not a game where you have to sprint it out because you don't have to. And Karl Anthony Towns they set Jalen Brunson on the bench. And I thought for sure, and here's how bad whatever part of the spectrum that I am on where I cannot pick up people's emotions. Because I'm watching Jalen Brunson and I'm like, oh, this dude's so mad. He's so upset. He wants to be the star. He wants to be all. Nope. I could not have been more wrong. They were just series after series not touching the ball.
He's a coach's kid. He knows.
Did not care.
He had 5 fouls.
Well, he did have 5 fouls.
Yeah. You save him for the last couple minutes.
Which they did.
Keep in mind, that's the same guy that took less with this first big contract.
He's the best. He's like the coolest.
It's a dude.
Jalen Brunson seems like the coolest. And tonight, he will just go off. Tonight, I'd be like, hey, Kat, thank you. You got us the one we needed here. We can now win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's an Illinois kid. Of course he's the coolest.
Now, where's he from?
Well, I know he played at Stevenson in high school in the Chicago area.
So he's from the Chicago area?
Yeah, remember he played normal community?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he beat my high school in the state championship.
Now, was John Rahm on that team?
In what state?
This is in Illinois.
You pronounced the S the first time. I was like, my man.
Was John Rave on that team?
No, John was on Central Catholic. That was like 3A. We were 7A.
My bad.
Yeah.
So many A's.
Well, we've done this bit on the show.
Yeah, it's
Too
got
many levels of high school athletics.
8 in Illinois. I
Yeah.
feel like those are warranted though.
What did we say there was? 350 state championships in football? Is that what we said?
Just in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a 20-point lead in game 3. You called it. Ugh, embarrassing. And those poor fans there, they don't know how to win anyways. So like, this is fine. This is what we expect. We deserve this.
Yeah.
Mike Pence is our guy. We continue sports and sports adjacent talk when we get back 2 minutes on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. back to 2 Men On. You're not going to get a ton of insight in this segment, but I'm just going to say some things to you that are real, friend of the show. The Rockies are exactly 1/3 of the way through their season, and they still have single-digit wins.
Oof.
That's a factual sentence. The Major League record since 1901 modern era for worst run differential is chasing 345, being outscored by 345 runs. The Rockies are on pace to be outscored by 513 runs. What?
You know how when Lobos and Aggies play each other,
Yeah, that's sweet.
and even if one of them, usually the Aggies, are having an awful season
Mm-hmm.
and they beat the Lobos,
Yeah.
great season. You beat your rival.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Rockies just beat the Yankees, and they're not traditional rivals, but they got to beat the Yankees. So with how awful your season is, you have that.
That's not their rival.
No, they don't have a rival. You have to be good to have a rival.
Fred, who is the worst team in modern era baseball? Great question. 1932 Boston Red Sox. Chasing, what did I say? 340, whatever. Also, apparently the professional one is the Cleveland Spiders, chasing 723, but I don't know who that is or what league that is or anything, but that's apparently the worst one of all time.
Cleveland Spiders was their name before they switched to the Indians.
Now they've switched again to the Commanders.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. The Commanders. The Cleveland baseball team.
Now, the only other example I can give of this, teams this bad, is the Chicago White Sox of a couple years ago. And to be fair, Van,
To be fair.
they now have the Pope. So Rockies are on pace.
They're on pace to smash the record set 1 year ago, the last full MLB baseball season.
It is, if you're a history buff,
Uh-huh.
like right now, you're like, okay. And statistically speaking, the way you just described it, we really just have to hold on to this for 1 year because it'll just change again in 1 year. I want to weigh in on just how bad this is, but I feel like the audience is ho-hum on it. Like, this is historically the worst professional organized team in the history of professional organized sports. This can very much be compared to football teams that don't win games. And this is it.
Now, it's hard to compare across sports because baseball plays so many games. There's so many more opportunities to win. Can't compare the Rocky season to an 0-16 NFL team.
Sure.
Awful for the NFL team.
Okay.
But what would, if you lose, let's say, by a last second field goal in the NFL?
Yeah.
You've never been closer.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
close.
Let's say
Yeah.
you win 1 out of 4 games on a road trip. That's kind of like losing by a field goal.
Yeah.
But they're worse than that.
2 years.
There's not, even though they have 9 wins, it feels like a blowout.
If this sentence that I'm saying is not exactly correct, it's close to correct, and you're going to get the sentiment of it. They lost 100 games the last 2 years in a row. I think that's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of a shoo-in to lose 110 this year.
Right.
If they lost 120, it's because some bad bounces, like you said, Van, some last-minute field goals. But they're going to lose. If they only win 30, that means they're going to lose 130.
Mm-hmm.
You
They're-
can't put together a formula to lose 130.
They're on pace to not even make it to 30.
Dog. If they win
they
27.
They have one single solitary player with more than one unit of war. So they have one player on their team
Who is
right
that?
now, Kyle Freeland.
Hey, that's their
And-
all-star.
And I think, you know who their all-star is going to be?
Mm.
Friend of the show, Zach Agnos.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's got a quarter war in like 2 weeks since he's been up.
Good for him.
Good for him. He's their best player, and he has a 5.86 ERA. Oh my goodness. If you'd have asked me at the beginning of the year, which you did, what does the Rockies season look like?
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, they're in the hardest division.
The
National League West,
National League best.
far and away,
Yeah.
best division in baseball. I would have told you it's going to be a rough year. They're going to get last place, National League West, but they got some up and coming young talent. They're going to be exciting and be fun to watch, and they're going to wow some people with how good this young core is going to be. Boy, was I wrong. They are historically inept.
Now,
The worst ever.
Isaiah, I'm going to help you with some math real quick on this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, first third of the season, single-digit wins, right? So, if you extrapolate, Van,
Mhm.
second third of the season, double-digit wins.
I don't think that's how it works.
Now, third of the season,
Mm-hmm. Triple digit wins.
Let's
is what you're
go.
saying.
the Rocks are here. So there you go, Isaiah. Also, what if they force game 163 against the Dodgers? I mean, it could be a real special. Wait, they got rid of that, didn't they? So
Yes, they
never
did.
mind. There you go. They're the worst thing that's ever worsted. Tuning on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Knicks Pacers play tonight. It'll be a good one. We should do a prize picks on it, man.
Ooh, good idea.
Promo code KNML. Get that Taco Tuesday. We're not at Rio Bravo. You can go down there if you want, though. They have tacos today. Jalen Brunson has become, I think, my favorite player. After that game Sunday, where he didn't become like a megalomaniac crybaby wuss the way I thought he would, because I'm so accustomed to NBA players doing that.
Okay.
New York is sweating him right now. Like, he is on the cusp of becoming the. I'm going to use a word that I don't often use, but I'm not a hyperbole guy.
You are not.
I'm not. I'm very centric.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly level.
Keep it tight.
Because, you know, that loser Patrick Ewing never won a thing. That loser John Stark never won a thing. That loser Allen Houston never won a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That loser Damian Stoudemire never won a thing. He's going to be the best Knick ever if he goes to the finals. And then if he wins it, he'll become all-time untouchable.
Since Elgin Baylor?
That's right?
I would say so.
And he seems like a full-on dude. Like, when he left Dallas years ago, I think I said this in the air, I did not care. When the Knicks signed him for a ton of money, I was like, that is a waste of a ton of money. And I am as wrong as I have ever been about a single thing, and that happened so very originally. I only speak of things that I'm an authority in. And I was not an authority of recognizing talent at the NBA level, because Jalen Brunson tonight is going to score 30 on the low, 50 on the high, and 40 if it's a game-winning effort.
I'm thinking of Willis Reed, not what did I say?
On two bad knees.
Anyways, allowed.
Well, I believe.
Jalen Brunson, high 20s, low teens in assists, a couple boards, and a W.
Yeah.
More importantly, after Cat showed out in the fourth quarter like he did, you kind of let him take the lead this time, right?
The Knicks
They're
have,
like,
yeah.
The fourth quarter thing, dude.
Start that now.
Try it for all of the quarters. Test drive this out.
Hey, do you need to warm up? Because we got a treadmill in the back.
Yeah, it did take him a while.
The Knicks need to win the championship, or this is a wasted NBA season. This is the year that the Knicks win the championship, or this is a wasted season.
Well, no, this Eastern Conference Finals is just to see who has the honor of losing to the Thunder.
Because SGA goes 49-10, setting playoff career highs, becoming the second player in Thunder franchise history with a 40-10 game. Is that why?
That is exactly why. Well done.
Okay. Zooming on. 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey! Sports Channel.
Fred Slow with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to Two Men On. 5 o'clock. Crosstalk at 6 o'clock today. Is that right, Isaiah? Crosstalk?
Yes, sir.
Grasu. Sean joins us. Where are the Ice Topes today?
Home.
Was that a guess? They are at home. They're playing Sugar Land. Coach Jason Eck of your UNM Lobos joins us on Thursday. Do you want to be in studio or you want to go to the Duke store?
I could do Dukes.
Let's go to the Duke store. I'll text him. He just texted me.
Coach Eck needs a new hat anyways. Let's get him a new hat. He's going to wear a lot of Lobos hats. Got to get him at least one Duke's hat, right?
Yeah, that's good. Sorry. So, hey, friend, we're going to be at the Duke store. Okay, a little on-air production here. I bet I get a thumbs up. What do you want to bet?
A thumbs up?
Yeah.
So he doesn't deem you worthy of taking the time to write out a response?
No, this is how boys talk to boys.
So is he going to thumbs up your comment or put a separate thumbs up beneath it? What do you think?
Thumbs up
On the comment.
on the comment. Now, I'm not trying to put too much of Coach X's
Efficient.
business out there.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
He's trying to rehabilitate a football program. He doesn't have time
No,
to give you a long-winded response. Are you kidding me? No.
he definitely is
God, no.
but he is an iPhone guy.
Also, no.
I want everyone to know. Blue bubbles on this text thread. Also, if you green bubble me, no. No. Call me. I have zero interest.
In green bubbles?
No.
Have you slowly eliminated all of the green bubble people from your life?
Mentally and emotionally and physically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got a couple hangers on.
I was at Banana Ball over the weekend, Saturday.
Same. I went Sunday.
You went Sunday.
Yeah.
And there were a bunch of people there. I mean, there had to have been real number, 13,000.
It was a sellout.
Yeah.
And I do believe they were kind of pushing fire code a little bit. Like, I think it was really close. Not breaking it, but they were on the cusp.
I don't know enough about fire marshal code, but I will tell you this. If there had been a fire, I would have left quickly. I know where all the exits are all the time.
Sure.
But the point I'm trying to get to is,
Okay.
I knew a lot of people there, and anyone that I know has green bubble text, I dodged them in the concourse.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
There's
And-
a lot of people there.
Yeah, bob and weave. And it's not that I hate them. That's a strong word.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I'm aware of them.
No.
So I went out to the Banana Ball. Drew Gillespie, the Albuquerque native, Drew Gillespie.
Dude. Absolute dude.
So here's how it went down. They played the game, and I was going to say the baseball game, but it's not a baseball game. The Banana Ball game.
Okay.
They play the Banana Ball game. And it comes down to the very end of the Banana Ball game. And Drew Gillespie comes out, and he's got a super cool Jumbotron introductory boy.
Awesome.
Yeah, he comes out. He does the pro wrestler, raise the roof, get up, arm thing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm aware.
Yeah. The crowd is losing it. He comes out. He's facing the Texas Tailgaters. They get some hits. Oh, no. Run scored. Oh, God. So the thing ends up tied. Okay. So it's tied going into, I'm going to call them innings, but they're definitely not. Going into more.
Yeah.
Okay. And the more is one batter, one fielder, one pitcher. Okay. So the batter has a chance to hit it past the pitcher and what I'm going to call the shortstop, but they could have been anywhere.
Sure.
Yeah. So gets the big strikeout. We're going to double more. So
That's
now
so many.
it's so many. So then Drew Gillespie, they take away the fielder. So that's just the pitcher versus the batter. And then if the batter hits it, they just run left until the pitcher can get it home to the catcher.
Right.
So this guy hits it to what I'm going to call the gap at short, but there's no one on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So Drew Gillespie has to full speed chase that bad boy all the ways out there. All the ways. So long story short, this guy scores. So now the visitors are up 1. Well, wouldn't you know that the party animals pull it out? They tie it up, Van.
Ooh.
Yeah. So now we're in more.
By doing the exact same thing
Yes.
that you just described.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
When you don't have a full repertoire of fielders wearing gloves, it's easy to score.
Mm-hmm.
No one's there to stop the ball. Easy to do.
So the new one is runner on, or excuse me, they load the bases for some reason, and it's the batter and the pitcher. So it's however many runs you score before, you get someone out, but they have to keep going
Sure.
or whatever. So they had to bring in a different reliever because Drew Gillespie, you remember, just ran to the outfield wall from the pitcher's mound, and he's
A bit winded.
beyond gassed. So it's quadruple more baseball or whatever. And they load him up. Drew Gillespie's in the Dougie. And whoever is batting for the party animals with the bases juiced and extra more sends one over the outfield wall.
Boom.
Walk off dealy. So I got my camera.
Is it worth more?
It's worth 4. And the crowd, which kind of has an idea what's going on. Well, luckily it says party animals win on the jumbo,
Yeah.
which was sweet. So they're losing their stuff.
And they're kind enough to explain the rules
Kind of.
before these kind of weird things
kind of,
happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
They have like a little video package where it's like, hey, Banana Ball fans, you might be confused because we confused you.
Mm-hmm.
But here's how we're going to entertain you more. And then you get pumped for it. So I shot this video of Drew Gillespie in the Dougie on the celebration. And our boy, after the walk-off hit, as exacerbated as any human being has ever been, arms on top of his head, like a thank you, whoever was batting moment. And I didn't get to see the walk-off because you could praise me because I was the cameraman in that moment.
Right.
But it was the most fun. This banana ball thing is gonna super work. So I guess they're also having, this is what Jesse Cole told me, the owner of the Savannah Bananas. I got an interview with him. I'll shoot it over to you, Isaiah. He told me in 2026, they're doing like full-on tournaments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they're creating more new teams
Right.
because there are so many very capable baseball elites. I was trying to come up banana elites,
Sure.
bathletes.
Bathletes.
That's a banana ball athlete.
Okay.
Did you not think that was a good one?
Well, it obviously makes me think of people in a bathtub. So I'm going to say no. We should look at a different one.
What is
The-
it?
The ending on Sunday was just as incredible too.
Give it to me.
Are you familiar with this one?
No, I'm ready.
Okay, I left. Only had like an hour to spare. I just wanted to get my eyes on it, check the ambiance, check the spectacle. I love spectacles. So on Sunday, you know how if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out.
That is correct.
So, bottom of the 9th, a fan catches a ball to end the game and give the Texas Tailgaters their first win ever.
Against the party animals?
Correct.
The Boo Birds had to have come in.
No, it was incredible. They picked up, the kid was like in the front row of the left field stands.
Oh, like right outside of the
Just
net?
right there. Caught the foul ball to end it, giving the Texas Tailgaters their first win against the party animals literally ever. Picked him up, threw him on their shoulders, and paraded him around Isotopes Park. It was insane.
Awesome.
And what a weekend of entertainment. Banana ball crushes. I'm an actual baseball fan. My favorite sport. but I am 100% into this as well.
Athlete. I mean, there's got to be something better than Bathlete. Banana Champ? Is that a thing? Is that I shouldn't have said that one.
Peel hitters.
Like pull hitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Really workshopping this one here. Is there is banana strap? Is that something? That's nothing.
Bananas are yellow. They're Yell Bros.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of words for athlete. Like
Right.
competitor. That sucks. I'm sticking with Bathlete until we get a better one.
Okay.
These are world-class Bathletes.
Not crazy about it.
I think
It's a good placeholder.
I think it's good. What is a person who's athletic? What is that called? An athlete.
It's an athlete.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is a person who's athletic in the world of bananas? It's a bathlete. Similar, if you're good at math, what are you called? Mathlete.
That is smashed together. A bathlete is like someone who's incredible at bathing themselves. That's what we're on to right now.
Yeah. Ball? Is ball an athlete a thing? Ball-eat is stupid.
Baller?
I don't see. That's already been done.
It's called banana ball, so it'd be banana ballers.
Okay, that's good. That's like bathlete. It's similar to like Barnum and Bailey. I don't know if all the friends of the show are familiar with the old Barnum and Bailey days, the traveling circus days.
Mm-hmm.
Those don't exist like they used to.
This is closer to that than traditional baseball.
This is very much closer to that.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any traveling circuses anymore? There's no way.
There is, but it's a different feel. It's a different vibe than traditionally what we're used to.
Does it have like people in it?
It's usually a little more Cirque du Soleil and less riding elephants, taming lions.
All right, so the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey still exist. But as I look at like the hype video, it's mostly BMX riders. The one I saw as a kid had like creatures from every continent.
Yes. I think my daughter's generation, who's in her early 20s now,
Isaiah, hands off.
her generation was the last one to have like proper circuses. Because I remember like there's being elephants and lions and llamas walking around. And
oh my.
she even like took a picture with a bear. Like there's like a glass partition. When you took the picture, it looks like you were sitting right next to a bear, but there's a glass partition in between you.
Smart.
Yeah.
The Ringling Brothers.
And I remember glancing over at the bear, and I think they just, gave him a bunch of Xanax.
Yeah.
He was just out of it, doing like the blinky eye rolling back thing. And I was like, oh, this bear's on Quaaludes. This bear is tranked to the gills.
The Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus is not currently traveling. They're coming back in January. So it's not even happening.
Figure they travel 24/7.
Circus du Soleil. It's the only one that exists anymore. So there you go. I also don't really know how you transport an elephant.
Carefully?
Okay, good answer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't just put it in the trunk.
Also probably tranked up to the gills as well.
No one?
Nope.
I caught your friend.
Thank you. It was a long bleed on circus talk to get to that trunk joke, and none of you guys. No one?
Oh no, I'm an adult. Yeah. I'm in my 40s. Okay.
So that wasn't. It was a lot of work for an elephant pun.
I mean, 8-year-old me would be cackling right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought I had one there.
Close.
Sorry, I couldn't get your stampede of approval.
Mm-hmm.
No one?
No.
All right. It's a
hard life, Fred.
I got Tuss jokes too. You wanna?
Yeah.
No.
I'd rather you not. You're already driving me peanuts.
All right, that's a good one. Well, I'm over here feeling a little elephant right now.
Are you now?
Yep.
Well, much like an elephant, I'm never gonna forget you ruining this segment.
That was good. That was good.
You know, a lot of people are watching us on our live stream,
Mhm.
Facebook.com, Instagram. And I really want to address the elephant in the Zoom.
Okay.
Isaiah, anything on that?
Yep.
That was the one, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you. Tubing on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. What are we, like 30 minutes away from basketball game starting? Should be a good one tonight. You want to do a prize pick, man?
I could do that.
Let's do a prize picks. Isaiah, are you still playing or are you still losing at prize picks all the time?
I'm losing too much.
You need me to spy you the promo code KNML?
That'd be nice.
All right. All right. So step 1, open prize picks.
Mm-hmm.
Step 2, click on
Got a hole
Apple
in the
Pay.
box.
Okay.
Wait,
See what you did there. All right. Opening my Apple Pay right here. Going to put a little deposit in because I'm actually on 0, Van. Yep.
No.
Yeah. Let me tell you what happened. Bats came alive on Memorial Day. That's what happened to your boy.
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go. Basketball. Now, on prize picks, I don't know if you know this, but you can pick just the games you want to see.
Correct.
All right. So I went to NBA. I picked just tonight's game. Now, where is this game at? It's in Indiana.
Yes, sir.
All right. But after the collapse, I just don't know. I just don't know if I believe that Indiana has it.
I got a nice little goblin boy here.
Okay.
Cat's goblin points more, 17.5, no brainer. Siakam's goblin points, 14.5 more, no brainer.
Give me those again.
Cat and Siakam, both Moors on their point goblins.
All right. So I like the Cat is Karl Anthony Towns.
Correct.
Okay. God, you like points so much. You know, that means half the game they can't be getting stats.
Also like Josh Hart's rebound
Right. I
goblin.
feel like you don't want me to finish this point I was making.
Please do.
Nope.
We got 45 minutes for you to figure it out.
22 points for Karl Anthony Towns?
17.5 is his goblin.
That's so low.
I know.
You're playing goblins?
Yeah, I love
You're
goblins.
a loser, dude.
Love goblins.
Do they pay out goblins?
Do they pay out goblins?
Yeah. Is it like a good multiplier or is it like a soft multiplier?
Definitely soft.
It's
softer.
soft.
It's softer.
I'm not soft.
But I like winning.
Winning is fine. TJ McConnell, 8 points. That seems like a more. That's a very small number of points.
Another goblin I like is TJ McConnell's points, rebounds, assists. A lowly little 9.5.
No, stop going goblins.
I love them. I love my little gobbies.
Hey, Isaiah, listen to this. TJ McConnell has averaged 15.6 over the last 5. His straight up is 14. That's an easy over. And Van's over here like gobble, gobble, gobble. Like a turkey. It's like I'm playing prize picks with a turkey boy.
All right, I got 20 bones on this bad boy.
What?
Yeah. How confident I am.
Hey,
It's a winner.
this
is a winner. It's a guaranteed winner.
Wishbone is what you should be worried about over there, turkey boy.
I actually like Busy Bone the best.
Is he a rapper? Is that one of the Diddy things?
No, that's one of the Bone Thugs in Harmony.
Okay. How did he feel about his
Josh Hart, more than 5.5 rebounds. TJ McConnell, more than 9.5 PRA. Siakam, more, 17.5 points. Cat Daddy, more than 17.5 points. Guaranteed winner.
Now?
I'm going to put in 20 units of United States currency.
All right.
And I'm going to pull out 52 units of United States currency like it never happened.
That's not a good enough.
Easy
Nope.
peasy.
Now,
Set it. Then what do we do after that?
We forget it.
Then you forget
Yeah.
it. That is correct.
Now, do you know if or if not that Busy Bone missed his Uncle Charles?
I believe Crazy Bone missed his Uncle Charles. You know, they grew up together as best friends. They're practically related. Yeah. I mean, they probably share uncles.
When I was a kid, it confused me because the lyric before that is, "Why'd they kill my dog?" And it's DAWG, not DOG.
Correct.
But me as a child,
and you had just watched Old Yeller too. Like it
wasn't
too recent.
It wasn't Old Yeller.
Was it Marley and Me?
No, you're right. Yeah, it was Easy C's Uncle Charlie. So yeah, no, you're right. I was completely wrong on this Busy Bones thing. I feel like an idiot.
Excuse me, lazy.
Who's lazy?
Lazy Bone lost his Uncle Charles. I was wrong. I said crazy.
No, Easy C's Uncle Charlie.
Yes, but Lazy Bone is Uncle Charles's nephew.
Okay, there you have it. It's a wild life to say you have to tell people you want to be buried by your grand. Like that's knowing that the end is coming too soon, culturally.
Okay. A lot of foreshadowing.
Yeah, why even make note? And I get it. You don't want to go to probate. Like there's a whole life after death that you don't want your family to endure.
Is that a Biggie reference? Life After Death?
Yeah.
You know, he only had 2 albums.
Only one was good.
Ready to Die and then Life After Death. It's a little too on the nose. Christopher.
Now, who is Boo?
What, the girl from Monsters, Inc.?
No. He shouldn't be gone in front of his home. What they did to Boo was wrong. Is Boo also Uncle Charles? There's a lot of nicknames here.
No, they're saying Boo earns.
All right, prize picks are in. I'm not going with your cowardly gobby boys.
Okay, well, we'll see here in a little bit when I'm picking up the tab at Rio Bravo.
Oh,
because you blew all your money on your wild, long odds.
yeah, but you guys know when I text you about winning?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do it regularly. I send more text to our group thread about me winning prize picks than all of you combined.
Oh, I don't brag. You know I'm a humble guy. I just take my licks and I take my winnings all the same.
Is that
a lot of winnings?
Is that a Bone Thugs lyric?
If it's not, it should be.
It should be. I think Bone Thugs is a hip hop group that maybe did not hit in the Southwest the way that it did everywhere else.
Are you insane?
Okay.
Bone Thugs is huge here.
I did not know that.
Yeah, correct. They are huge here.
A lot of people call me for tickets to things because I live in the radio world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've ever fielded a call for access to the Bone Thugs and Harmony.
It wouldn't have mattered last time.
Why?
It was already sold out.
I was talking to Doug DeRocher at 99.5 Magic.
Oh, I like him.
I like him a lot. And he was like, hey, man, you ever heard of this country artist? And he said whatever their name was. Like, no. I'm like, is he local? Like, I'll go see him on the patio at a thing. I pull it up. Sold out. I'm like,
Like the biggest star in the
yeah,
world.
I'm like, how do I not know anything? I feel like I'm hip.
Country is the genre that misses me the most.
Yeah.
Not the biggest fan in the world.
The one that I've been to the most is not country. The one that I've enjoyed the most might be country.
You've enjoyed the most?
Yeah.
Because of the drinking.
The best concert I've ever been to is Garth Brooks.
That's a shame.
It was awesome.
You need to go to better concerts.
I've been to like, I mean, you know me, I've been to 1,000, maybe 1,000 concerts I've been to. And the worst concert I've been to is Chris Stapleton multiple times. The last one was the best one. Of the 3 that I've been to that have been ass.
I don't want to go to enough to have like a bigger sample size, but he's batting 333 so far.
Yeah, he's not been good.
One was good, 2 were bad.
The last one was redeemy-ish.
Mm-hmm. It was fun.
Also, I'll be this guy because I've seen him Scottsdale, Albuquerque, Where did we see him last time? New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
He might have put more effort in New Orleans. He might not have gave Albuquerque and Tempe the effort they deserved.
Now, I think it's all vibes related.
Okay.
Because the vibes were way different in that venue in New Orleans.
Now, Isaiah.
Chris Stapleton had like 12 musicians on stage.
Yeah,
with
that's a good
him,
point.
and they were rocking their socks off. And all the other ones was just like him in a three-piece.
Now, Isaiah, what Van didn't mention was 12 is also the number of comp White Claws that we got at this White Claw Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
And we had little drink tickets. And you know how me and Van are in our white guy clothes. So we show up in like blazers and whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it's like inside pockets. It's like our jean pockets. It was, we were comically carrying White Claws.
Correct.
Throughout that concert. Like Van would walk up to strangers and ask them if there were any laws. And depending upon their answer, he would then pull a White Claw.
Yeah.
Unopened, by the way, because that's the law in New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
And present them to strangers.
Correct.
That helped with the concert.
Because they, as you very well know, ain't no laws when you're on them claws.
2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Algorithm. We're going to explore Zay's algorithm.
This would be an interesting one.
Yeah, we didn't warn you, so here we go. Fire.
I haven't trained it. Let me pull it up. Okay, so NBA Sintel is tricking the fan base again. They posted a tweet that says the WNBA has lost nearly 95% of their Instagram followers after Caitlin Clark was ruled out for 2 weeks. It shows the WNBA having 3,000 followers when really they have 3 million. And some people fell for it and said they still have 3.3 million followers. LOL. Caitlin fans are literally spreading lies.
I'll bite, man.
People are stupid.
What is NBA Sintel?
So there's NBA Central.
Parody account.
Yeah, NBA Central is the original, but this one's called NBA Sintel, and they've made their profile picture the same.
Very smart. That's smart.
They'll post things, and then like actual analysts will fall for it for these tweets, and then they always just comment under it.
Got it.
LeBron's expected to opt into his player option, according to Shams.
Well, sure. How much money is it?
The max. I know that's facts.
It's a good get. That's a good get for LeBron.
He don't need it. He should play for the league minimum. He should pull a Tom Brady, play for the league minimum, and get someone to help him at least win one more.
Keep it rolling.
I don't know if this is real or not.
I love this.
Scenes from Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it's got a picture of Spider-Man and Hulk talking, which I guess in that universe, Spider-Man and Hulk never met.
Here's an interesting fact. All right, Spider-Man and the Hulk have met. Wait, what do you mean in that universe?
What is it? The MC.
So the interesting part of the Hulk is
MCU.
You can't have a standalone Hulk film because Universal owns the rights to the Hulk standalone film.
Correct.
The only way you can get the Hulk is if he is in ensemble roles in other films.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a Hulk film, Spider-Man Brand New Day could be the spot.
Up until the last one, Spider-Man was Sony for a long time. Is that correct?
So,
and then Marvel finally reacquired it.
The next, yes-ish. So the last one was also Sony in collaboration because
the Tom Holland ones.
The moving forward Tom Holland ones are Marvel.
Yeah.
Now the ones up until this with Tom Holland and everyone else who's played Spider-Man, those were all Sony. The last one, a collaboration.
They made an exception for the last one.
Yeah, and now they're all Marvel.
Okay. Makes sense. Checks out.
Now also, I believe I saw the trailer for the new Spider-Man, and I have concern that he's going to become emotional Spider-Man, just like Batman became emotional.
Okay.
And I believe, because this is one where he becomes Venom, that you will have something in the way.
Spider-Man and Venom are two different people and characters.
But they're not. The symbiote gets him, turns him into Black Spider-Man, which everyone knows in comic books
It's
means
Miles Morales.
All right, hold up. That's yes. That's
Nice.
That's a good reference. But there you go. Tom Holland with long emotional hair. And then I believe Daredevil shows up. I'm not spoiling anything. That's all in the trailer. So that was a good one, Isaiah. Keep it rolling.
This one has got so it's Cardi B, her new boyfriend, NFL star Stephon Diggs, is going viral for flirting with other women on the same boat Cardi B was on. And this is a video of him surrounded by 4 girls.
Now, is this like metaphysical, like we're all on the same boat, planet Earth? Or is this like a boat that the Minnesota Vikings would have?
No, this is like a rapper party boat type deal. So Stephon Diggs, yeah, he's hopping into that lifestyle.
Who is Cardi A. Jordan dating?
That's a good question. Do you have an answer to that?
No.
No?
No.
You just know about Cardi B?
Yeah, I don't know about Cardi A. except for the watch.
Yeah, nice watches.
Oh, that was a good one.
So all these reports, I don't know how true this is.
All right.
I do know
good.
I do know Travis Hunter and his fiance got married.
Saw that.
There
But
we go. Congratulations.
I keep seeing reports, of course, the media being nosy keeps highlighting that there's no prenup.
I've heard no prenup way more times than I've heard anything about the wedding
Yeah.
or the girl.
Was it lavish?
I'm not sure what that means. Like I know what lavish means. Like was the wedding lavish?
Yes.
Yeah. It appears so.
Now,
Look, to me, this smells like true love.
I guess. And there's this video of him and her dancing, and someone says he's dancing like Norbit. I guess people have the assumption that she's the first good-looking lady that he's had because they think he acts nerdy.
he's
around
kind of
her.
ugly. He is an ugly dude.
I wouldn't say ugly, but he's a weird looking guy.
Yeah. Now, did Deion Sanders go to the wedding?
I would bet he was there.
Now, did Deion Sanders Jr. go?
I would bet he was also there.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about Shiloh and Shador because
That's
they
who I
both
meant. That's who I meant.
they're both signed to football teams.
All right. Update alert. Deion Sanders and his family were nowhere to be seen. So there we go. So they were not there.
In Travis Hunter's defense, he does kind of look like what old white women get plastic surgery and try to end up looking
Mhm.
like.
Yeah. Yeah. He looks
So
like
maybe
Bosch.
he is like the new standard of beauty is Travis Hunter smiling really big.
Have you guys heard of Daily Loud?
I have not.
Okay, it's like a news page type of thing.
Okay. Now, are
it's
you
like a pop culture type
mispronouncing?
news?
Are you mispronouncing Lobo? You're talking
No,
about the
no,
Daily
no.
Lobo?
No, Daily Loud. Well,
Okay.
there's a parody page for them too. It's called Daily Nowd,
All right.
and this says, Kid Cudi.
Learning a pattern on how to
Yeah.
parody.
We've noticed a lot about you, Zay, doing this Zay's algorithm.
Yeah.
Today is the day that stood out to me most because everything is trying to lie to you, Zay.
Oh yeah. No,
Why
yeah.
is the internet trying to lie to you way more than it normally does?
Because the funniest thing is when you see something and you know it's alive, and then you go through the comments and people are falling for it. But this one says, because Kid Cudi took the stand against Diddy.
Yeah.
This I guess he did some things, tried to blow up his car, whatever, or did blow up his car.
He did blow up his car.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
This says Kid Cudi says Diddy broke into his home and unwrapped his family's Christmas presents back in 2011.
That's brutal.
I saw this as well when I was doing some research this morning.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yes. The second most popular post on the Daily Nowder right now is that A$AP Rocky and Wallace and Gromit are putting together a collab album.
Wallace and Gromit.
The claymation characters.
Okay.
So
Good work if you can get it.
2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
rock. Hey, yo, the party don't stop. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. Hey, yo, we take it to the top. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. We go hard in the block. It's time to rock.
I was waiting for the drop.
You didn't get to
I didn't get to the drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted it. Don't know what to do with this energy. I feel off.
Got to keep you on the edge of your seat.
I was here for it. Hassan Reddick skips the first Buccaneers OTA. I guess that's a story. The Denver Broncos are putting Demaryius Thomas into their Ring of Fame. That's nice.
Deserve it. It did.
That's a nice thing. Shamar Stewart is not participating in OEAs or OTAs. He's got a contract sitch. Joe Burrow went publicly about the primetime schedule. I don't know why he would have done that. Kirk Cousins also skipped OTAs today.
I think Joe Burrow is upset that his lowly Bengals are always on the road for primetime games.
Ooh.
Never throw him a bone and highlight him in their own house.
Okay.
Or probably upset that it's almost always the Ravens as well. And so I have to take L's.
The Buffalo Bills got Hard Knocks.
You know, that's going to be sweet.
It'll be fine.
It's going to be the Keon Coleman show.
Is he cool?
He's hilarious.
Okay.
He's legit funny.
That's basically every NFL update there is.
For now.
Is Stephon Diggs still with the Patriots?
I'm just shrugging my shoulders. I mean, I just learned that he's with Cardi B.
The way he flirts, he could be anywhere. Josh Sushan joins us after the break. 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal.
with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Welcome back to Two Men On, where if you're listening to us, there's a strong possibility you're driving down to Rio Grande Field at Isotopes Park to watch the Isotopes tonight as they play Sugarland. To tell you about it is Josh Sushan, who joins us. Josh, welcome.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good to hear your voice, brother. Excited.
Is anyone hotter than Ryan Ritter right now? Or have you guys ever been on any type of heater the way that Ryan Ritter is on right now?
This is a good note. I would say John Rave is the only guy in baseball hotter. Called up from Omaha to the Royals over the weekend. High school friend of Isaiah Johnson, John Rave.
Oh, let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. No, you're absolutely right. Ryan Ritter is the first Isotopes to garner league honors in back-to-back weeks. 13 for 30, 5 doubles, 4 homies, 8 ribbies in 6 games. This is the 7th time since like the inception of the team or something that it's 2 straight player of the weeks. He is your favorite player. He's becoming my favorite player. Is everyone in the world seeing this?
Well, everyone in the world has the option to see
I like
this,
that.
right? All of the games are streamed live on Valley Sports Live for free.
Yep, good get.
You can listen to
You.
the action for all the games. And pretty much all of his clips are on social media. So anywhere in the world, you have the option of watching what he is doing. It's, it's personal freedom. It's your choice.
The Isotopes are 22 and 28. They got 3 in a row, which is the deal. Ryan Ritter has an 11-game hit streak, which, I don't know, might be at the top of the PCL. I guess I don't really know that. I'm just saying something. But he is wildly good, and he's going to continue that tonight at home as the Isotopes return home after a banana ball weekend. Was your office still okay, Josh?
Oh, man. Yeah, it took a while to – well, so I have a plant in my broadcast booth because I like the feng shui. I think it adds to the Zen vibe that I'm trying to establish up here.
That's you.
And, And apparently it got knocked over because there was dirt, soil everywhere. So it took a while to clean that up. And then there was a few other things that got moved around that we had to move back. So it was not exactly how I left it, but it was not too bad.
Send an email.
I mean, it's one of the party animals. I mean, they
Had to be.
They deserve that name. Like,
Yeah.
come on, it had to be one of the party animals. Actually, Sush,
Yes.
3 straight wins, including a 14 rip statement game. The boys turning it around.
Yeah, you lose 3 in a row to start the week.
not
2
good.
in heartbreaking fashion, including the most bizarre ending in the history of professional baseball.
Sure.
And then you come back and you win the next 3. I thought it was a very telling, week for the boys and how they're able to bounce back. And, and then you look at the other stuff where it's like, okay, the starting pitcher got knocked out in the first inning twice. There was another time that the starting pitcher got called up to the majors. And so the new starting pitcher had not pitched in 2.5 weeks. And I mean, look, that's just life at AAA, right? Stuff happens. So all in all, I think you come back and you go, man, that was really impressive to get out of there with a split, right? And so now let's see if they can continue just playing good baseball this week.
Now, I'm not going to ask you to recant or relive the 7 home run calls from this past Sunday. I'm not going to ask you to do that. But if you had to have made an 8th home run call, Josh, did you have anything in the reserve?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think of how many times I said, you can tell it goodbye. I think I only used it 3 out of the 7. Because one time I was just laughing so hard that it was hard for me to say anything. But we've hit 8 before in a game. So, at a certain point, you just keep saying the same thing over and over again.
I don't know enough about all-time stats. I don't know enough, but I know we're currently living through one, Josh, with the Colorado Rockies, who are a third of the way through their season and have not yet hit double-digit wins. As you're a historian of the game, not counting last year because there was a historically bad performance last year, have you seen such a separation between the haves and the have-nots in Major League Baseball the way you're seeing it right now?
Ooh. You mean to this extreme?
Yeah.
I mean, the short answer is yes.
Okay.
Right? Because you got to remember that you go back to the 30s and 40s and 50s, there was only 12 teams in all of Major League Baseball. And so you had some really bad teams. And so you just kept beating those teams over and over again. Then you get into the expansion era, right, which is like the 60s and 70s, and then you actually started to see more of a leveling out, and you would have like expansion teams were really bad, right? Like the 62 Mets were historically bad, but then like the next wave of expansion teams, they like immediately, they changed how you were able to get your initial roster by rating the other team's rosters, and then free agency comes into play, and so you're the Diamondbacks, and it's like your fourth year of existence. You go to the World Series because you bought all these players. Right. And then now what we've seen basically since the Astros in the 2010s is just this idea of tanking, of just you lose on purpose, because it worked for the Astros, it worked for the Cubs. Now you have a bunch of teams that are doing this. Sometimes they're doing it on purpose. Sometimes they're not doing it on purpose.
Right.
I don't know if the White Sox were truly trying that. Anyway, so I think the answer is yes to this, but like literally no team has lost more games than the Rockies have through this many games. But in terms of like the haves and have-nots, like, yeah, there's kind of always been that throughout baseball. It's just last year and this year, there's just one or two that are like way have-nots.
You know what we should do? And I know Josh keeps a busy schedule, but if we're so fortunate to have him like on a Monday, like on the one day off, if we were to sit
that day.
Yeah, I know you are. But if we were to take the time and sit down and just talk about like Curt Flood and how free agency started, and like the history of like the legal everything and ramifications, and then on to free agency as we know it in baseball, that would be wildly entertaining with my idiot fandom knowledge and Josh's thorough baseball knowledge.
Right. Keep perpetually correcting you on your errors for 3 hours on a Monday.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You have like these different like eras of baseball, right? I mean, you had an era of like the dead ball era, and then you had like the high offense era, and then you had like the pre-integration era, right? And then you had like now the sport is integrated, right? And then you start to get into the expansion era, and then you get into the free agency era, and then you get into the steroids era, and then you get into the analytical era, right? And so there's all these different eras that you get into, and that sometimes they lead to these extremes, and sometimes they lead to a lot of balance. I was talking to somebody the other day about how wild the 80s were, because it was something like 11 straight years where there was no back-to-back World Series titles. And really the only team that even got there multiple years in a row was the A's.
Right.
And so the 80s were like this incredibly, just balanced era, but yet and so they had free agency, but they also had 3 years of collusion. Let's not forget that. There was also 3 years where the owners conspired to not spend any money, and then they had to spend even more money once they got busted for doing it.
Also really tight baseball pants. That was part of the 80s too, Van.
Stirrups.
Yeah. That would
artificial turf.
That would be part of this Curt Flood talk.
And cocaine.
Well,
that too. Well, that was the early 80s. Yeah. Then they went from that to the steroids in the late 80s.
Who's on the pregame tonight? Is it Pila?
Yes. Yeah. We talked about, shockingly enough, Ryan Ritter.
Yeah.
That the Bonkers play from Wednesday in Reno, and Tyro Estrada, who continues to play with us on his rehab assignment.
How long is the Bonkers play relevant in conversation? Like,
I think by tomorrow it's done.
There's no way.
Because it was your first day back in Albuquerque, right? And now it's still less than a week. I think by tomorrow, put it this way, I'm not going to bring it up anymore tomorrow. But if someone brings it up to me, well, then okay.
That's wild that you had 2 viral moments on crazy walk-off plays in the span of a month.
Man, that's why baseball's so great.
You were all over my Reddit feed.
It's weird. It's like, hey, that's my buddy Josh. Yeah. He's on the interwebs today. Look at this.
And like full disclosure to the listening base, like often we're searching for baseball stories. Reddit is a resource on this program. And I was like, well, I'm already going to talk to Josh. Like, this is not going to help me. Josh is already one of the boys. It's going to be a good little homestand. And then it's some amount of time, only one homestand during June. Josh, you need me to water that plant while you're out of town?
Maybe. Yeah, could be. Because what we've learned is that if I bring my plants to the ballpark, they get knocked over and they borderline die. So I'd have to figure that out. Yeah, we're in a stretch here where it's out of a 6-week stretch, we're only home for 2 weeks, but it all evens out.
When you get inducted in the Isotopes Ring of Honor as a broadcaster years from now, do you think you will bring up that bonkers play? And is that what you've decided to call it, the bonkers play?
No, I'm dubbing it the Reno crash off because it was a walk off and there was a crash between teammates. So it's the Reno crash off. I think that's a really good name.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm going to workshop it.
Well, what else is better than Reno crash off?
Well, there's a lot of like cliche Reno things, like, you know, like meeting a man in Reno, you know, like there's a bunch of that kind of stuff.
But here's the thing. It can't be more than 3 words.
Oh,
you know, like the catch, you know, the kick 6, you know, the play, the Music City Miracle was 3.
Yeah, the neon no way.
The biggest little walk-off in the world.
Oh, biggest little walk-off is good.
Biggest little crash off.
Oh, I do like that one too. Josh, have a good broadcast tonight.
Thank you. That's the goal.
Jackpot Jamboree? Is that a thing? I don't know what I don't know. Save that for Vegas. Isaiah in the production booth?
I wish everyone great luck on their prize picks tonight.
That's a good one.
Very kind of you.
Van, final words?
Oh, my goodness, my friend. Too much for the time. A lot of anything that we didn't cover. Make sure you check out tomorrow morning on the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you tomorrow, Burke.